Edward Jenner was born on May 17, 1749, in the small yet charming town of Berkeley, nestled in Gloucestershire, England. His birthplace, surrounded by green fields and peaceful countryside, offered him the perfect environment to develop his love for nature and science. His father, Reverend Stephen Jenner, was a highly respected clergyman who guided the spiritual life of the community. His mother, Sarah Jenner, was a gentle and caring woman known for her compassion and warmth. Together, they created a home filled with learning, faith, and moral values. Edward was the eighth of 9 children in the Jenner family. Growing up in such a large household taught him the values of cooperation, observation, and curiosity. From a very young age, he showed a deep fascination with the world around him. While other children spent their days playing, Edward would often be found exploring the countryside, watching birds, collecting plants, and studying the habits of animals. He was especially curious about the mysteries of the human body and the nature of diseases that affected both people and animals. This early curiosity and love for observation became the foundation of his lifelong interest in medicine and scientific discovery. The simple rural life of Berkeley shaped Edward's character. Surrounded by farmers, animals, and the rhythms of nature, he learned to observe life closely and think deeply. These qualities later helped him make one of the greatest medical discoveries in history, the development of the smallpox vaccine, which would save millions of lives. Edward Jenner's childhood was peaceful, curious, and filled with wonder. Growing up in the beautiful countryside of Berkeley, he developed a deep love for nature and living things. His days were often spent wandering through green meadows, observing birds, and studying the habits of animals with great interest. He enjoyed talking to local farmers and milkmaids, learning about their work, their animals, and the small but fascinating details of rural life. Among all creatures, cows fascinated him the most. He would spend hours watching them graze in the fields and listening to stories the milkmaids told about their experiences. During these conversations, young Jenner made a remarkable observation that would later change the course of medical history. He noticed that milkmaids who caught cowpox, a mild disease that caused small blisters on their hands, never seemed to get smallpox, the deadly disease that killed thousands of people every year. This simple yet powerful idea stayed in Jenner's curious mind for many years. Though he was just a child, he sensed that there was something important hidden in that connection between cowpox and smallpox. That quiet childhood observation would one day become the foundation of one of the greatest discoveries in medical science, the creation of the world's first vaccine. Edward Jenner began his early education in his hometown of Berkeley, where he showed a strong interest in science and the natural world. His teachers often noticed his sharp memory and patient nature, qualities that would later help him become a careful observer and researcher. At the age of 14, Jenner was sent to the nearby town of Chipping Sodbury to work as an apprentice to a local surgeon, Daniel Ludlow. This was a common practice in those days for young men who wished to enter the field of medicine. Under Ludlow's guidance, Jenner learned the basics of surgery, wound care, and patient treatment. It was during this time that he first came into close contact with people suffering from diseases, which deepened his interest in medical science. After completing his apprenticeship, Jenner moved to London to continue his medical studies. There, he became a pupil of the famous surgeon and scientist John Hunter, one of the greatest minds of the 18th century. Hunter was not only a skilled doctor but also a passionate researcher who believed that every question in science should be answered through experiment and observation, not mere theory. Jenner deeply admired his mentor and absorbed his teachings eagerly. It was Hunter who gave Jenner one of the most important pieces of advice of his life. "Don't think, try the experiment." These simple yet powerful words became Jenner's guiding principle throughout his scientific career. He learned from Hunter that true discovery comes from curiosity, patience, and the courage to test one's ideas. This spirit of experimentation would later lead Jenner to his groundbreaking work on the smallpox vaccine, which forever changed the world of medicine. John Hunter was not only Edward Jenner's teacher but also his close friend and lifelong mentor. Their relationship went far beyond that of a student and master. Hunter saw great potential in Jenner, a bright, curious young man eager to learn about the natural world. He encouraged Jenner to observe nature closely, to question boldly, and to believe only in what could be proven by careful observation and experiment. Hunter's philosophy left a lasting mark on Jenner's mind. He taught him that real science is built on evidence, not assumptions, and that one must learn directly from nature itself. This approach became the foundation of Jenner's scientific thinking, shaping his methods for the rest of his life. During his years in London and later back in Berkeley, Jenner also developed friendships with many intellectuals, scientists, and poets of his time. He was known for his warm personality, gentle humor, and deep curiosity about life. His circle of friends often included thinkers who shared new ideas about science, nature, and humanity. These friendships inspired Jenner to look beyond traditional medicine and search for deeper scientific truths. Surrounded by people who valued discovery and creativity, he began to believe that even a simple observation, like the one he made in childhood about milkmaids and cowpox, might hold the key to solving one of the greatest medical mysteries of his time. In 1788, Edward Jenner married Catherine Kingscote, a gentle and supportive woman from a respected Gloucestershire family. Their marriage marked the beginning of a new and peaceful chapter in Jenner's life. Together, they settled in Berkeley, the quiet countryside town where Jenner was born, and built a home filled with love, kindness, and understanding. The couple shared a calm and happy married life, deeply rooted in mutual respect and affection. They were blessed with 3 children, and Jenner took great joy in spending time with his family whenever his busy medical practice allowed. Despite his growing fame as a physician, he always valued the simple happiness of family life. Evenings by the fire, quiet walks in nature, and moments of laughter with his wife and children. Jenner was known in his community not only as a skilled doctor, but also as a kind-hearted and humble man. He often treated the poor and needy without asking for payment, believing that the duty of a true physician was to serve humanity. His gentle nature, compassion, and generosity made him deeply loved and respected by everyone who knew him. Even as his scientific interests grew stronger, Jenner never allowed ambition to overshadow his humanity. His life in Berkeley, surrounded by his family, friends, and patients, kept him grounded, shaping both the man and the scientist he was destined to become. After completing his medical education and training in London, Edward Jenner returned to his hometown of Berkeley to begin his career as a country doctor. The quiet countryside, surrounded by green fields and kind-hearted villagers, became both his home and his place of discovery. Jenner quickly earned a reputation as a skilled, patient, and compassionate physician. He treated people from all walks of life, from wealthy landowners to poor farmers, with the same care and respect. His gentle manners and deep concern for the well-being of his patients made him one of the most trusted doctors in the region. But even as he carried out his daily duties, Jenner's mind was never at rest. The young boy who once watched milkmaids in the fields still lived inside him, curious, questioning, and observant. He could not forget the remarkable idea he had noticed as a child, that milkmaids who caught cowpox never seemed to suffer from smallpox, the terrible disease that brought fear and death to so many families. This mystery continued to fascinate and challenge him. Could a mild infection like cowpox truly protect people from deadly smallpox? Jenner decided to find the answer through careful observation, experimentation, and courage. Thus began his greatest scientific quest, a journey that would not only change his own life but also transform the future of medicine forever. In 1796, Edward Jenner performed one of the most revolutionary experiments in the history of medicine. It was an experiment that would forever change the world and bring hope to millions suffering from deadly diseases. Jenner had long been fascinated by his childhood observation that milkmaids who caught cowpox never seemed to get smallpox. Determined to prove this scientifically, he decided to test his idea with great care and courage. He took material from a cowpox sore on the hand of a young milkmaid named Sarah Nelms and inoculated it into the arm of an 8-year-old boy, James Phipps, the son of his gardener. The boy developed mild symptoms, a slight fever and a few sores, but soon recovered completely. Weeks later, Jenner performed the second part of his daring experiment. He exposed James to smallpox, the disease that had killed countless people across Europe. To everyone's amazement, the boy did not get sick. He was perfectly healthy, protected by the earlier cowpox infection. Through this experiment, Jenner proved that cowpox could protect humans from smallpox. He had discovered something extraordinary, the world's first vaccine. In 1798, Jenner published his groundbreaking work in a paper titled, An Inquiry into the Causes and Effects of the Variolae Vaccini. This publication marked the birth of modern immunology, the science of protection against disease. Jenner's discovery not only saved lives but also laid the foundation for the development of all future vaccines, making him one of the greatest benefactors of humankind. At first, Edward Jenner's discovery was met with skepticism and disbelief. Many doctors of the time could not imagine that a disease from cows could protect humans from one of the deadliest illnesses known to mankind. Some people even mocked his experiment, calling it strange and unnatural. Cartoons appeared showing people turning into cows after vaccination, a sign of how little the public understood this new idea. Despite the criticism, Jenner remained calm and confident. He continued to collect evidence, carefully recording the results of his experiments. Over time, as more and more people received the cowpox vaccination, the results spoke for themselves. Smallpox cases began to decline dramatically. The people who had once laughed at Jenner now began to admire his courage and vision. Soon, governments and medical institutions across Europe recognized the importance of his work. The British Parliament praised his contribution to humanity and even granted him financial rewards for his research. Doctors from different countries visited Jenner to learn his method and carry it back to their own people. Within a few years, Jenner's discovery spread across the entire world, saving countless lives. The small country doctor from Berkeley had achieved what no one before him had even imagined. He had found a way to defeat one of the deadliest diseases in human history. His work marked a turning point in medicine, transforming fear into hope and laying the foundation for the global fight against infectious diseases. Edward Jenner's remarkable contributions to science and medicine did not go unnoticed. For his pioneering work in vaccination, he was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society, one of the highest honors for a scientist in Britain. His discovery also earned him financial grants and national recognition from the British Parliament, reflecting the immense value of his work to humanity. Over time, Jenner became widely known as the father of immunology. His insight into the protective power of cowpox laid the foundation for the development of vaccines against numerous deadly diseases, including polio, measles, and even modern threats like COVID-19. The principle he discovered, that exposure to a mild disease can protect against a deadly one, continues to save millions of lives every year. Jenner never lived to see the full global impact of his discovery, but his legacy endured. In 1980, the World Health Organization, WHO, declared that smallpox had been eradicated worldwide, making it the first disease in human history to be completely eliminated. This monumental achievement was the ultimate tribute to Jenner's vision, courage, and genius. From a curious boy in the fields of Berkeley to a pioneering scientist whose work transformed medicine forever, Edward Jenner's life remains a shining example of how curiosity, observation, and determination can change the world. In his later years, Edward Jenner lived a quiet and reflective life in his beloved hometown of Berkeley. Even after achieving worldwide fame, he remained humble, dedicating his time to studying medicine, observing nature, and helping the sick in his local community. Jenner experienced deep personal sorrow when his devoted wife, Catherine, passed away. Her loss weighed heavily on him, yet he continued his work with the same care and dedication he had always shown. His compassion for humanity never wavered, and he remained committed to advancing medical knowledge and protecting lives. Edward Jenner passed away peacefully on January 26, 1823, at the age of 73. He was laid to rest in the Church of St. Mary in Berkeley, the same village where his remarkable life had begun. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy, the development of the world's first vaccine, lives on, saving millions of lives and inspiring generations of scientists to come. From a curious boy in the fields to a pioneering doctor who changed the course of medical history, Jenner's life stands as a testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and compassion. Edward Jenner's discovery did more than advance medical science. It changed the course of human history. By demonstrating that cowpox could protect against smallpox, He gave the world not just a scientific breakthrough but a powerful shield against one of humanity's deadliest diseases. His work laid the foundation for modern vaccination, paving the way for the prevention of countless illnesses and saving millions of lives across generations. The principle he discovered continues to guide scientists and doctors even today, proving that curiosity, observation, and courage can transform the fate of humanity. Edward Jenner didn't just invent a vaccine. He gave humanity the power to fight back. Jenner's life reminds us that one thoughtful observation, combined with determination and compassion, can change the world forever. Hey friends, thanks a ton for watching the full video. If you loved it, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new here. We've got plenty more awesome content coming your way. Thank you.